Okay, so let's just try again. I know we're recording, but let's just make sure that you guys can hear us. Okay, right, there we are. That's why there was no response to the questions. It was that room setting. Okay, so we're live, and we are recording. And welcome, welcome from me, Julie, and over to you, Mariella. Oh my goodness, Mariella's disappeared. There we go, there we go.
Can you
You
hear
know,
me now? I'm here. Can you hear me?
yes.
I say again, Mercury retrograde. Yes, yes,
Yes.
totally. But see how beautiful it is? We have one of the participants that couldn't be with us live today and last time either. And he said that listening to the recordings that my voice was fading. At the beginning, the mind, the ego, the human side says, oh no, this is not good. Oh my God, I cannot hear it. And he was sharing that he surrendered into the experience and he could hear beyond the technical issues. So, love to Mercury retrograde, and it's going to be a wonderful call today. So,
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
would you like for me to start, Julie, or you would like to say something before?
No, I'm quite happy if you actually continue, unless we want to just check with those that are live on the call whether they've got anything to share in respect of what they may have experienced in the last couple of weeks. Because as you and I were saying offline, Mariella, that it has actually been pretty intense, but there's been
Oh gosh.
opportunities for fun and a great deal of awareness through this process too. June says, OMG.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we get it, June. Yeah, I know. These gap days and the Mystic Core column, and they are so intense. Mariella, you want to add something to that?
Very much so. And as the last wave spell reminded us to play, the intensity, the chaos can be felt very playful as well. Mindfulness so much easier. Awesome. Wonderful. We're not alone. No, definitely not. So, yeah, to remember to have fun, not to take things so seriously. That's what we saw last time. So, and the intensity continues. Today, as we're going to see in a little bit, we enter into the second gap column. So, as of today, we have 10 intense days again. So much more creation plus the spectrum. Wonderful.
Yes,
Mhm.
that's wonderful, Colleen. Thanks for sharing. Yeah. So what I said, I've also found a greater degree of awareness through this process. So it's just been really special to have had Mariella guiding us through this.
It's a teamwork. And I'm saying this because a lot of people, when they hear, they become familiar with the talking for the first time, they tend to put their mind in the process and say, oh, I need to understand it. And what did she say? And how many? And how much? And it becomes a quantitative more than a qualitative process. So bringing the diamond as well, I think it really merged beautifully to truly experience the energies on a much deeper level, not understanding. Our goal with this webinar is not to teach on an understanding level, but a knowingness on an experiential level.
Well
So,
said. Yeah, sharing. Okay, Mariella, what I'm going to do is I'm going to mute my microphone for the moment while you initiate the feedback. So I'll switch it on if you need me for anything.
okay, let's do that. Thank you. So let's go to the harmonic module. Let's go to this one. All these slides, we're going to update them with Julie, adding things that we've been sharing in the different calls. And it will be available for you to download on the webinar page. So you can continue playing with it. So today we are here starting the second gap column where we have 10 consecutive days that are galactic activation portals. And we spoke about the gap days, what they mean when the antenna, symbolically speaking, is wider for us to receive all this loving cosmic energy that elevates us to a higher frequency. The invitation to pay special attention to in gap days is to use our consciousness as the vehicle to make that click, to make that switch between ego, soul, getting stuck in our shadows, open up to the light, so that we can truly benefit from these portals, these gateways that bring us to a complete different way of experiencing reality. The thing is, as the example that I gave last time, we can experience each day, we can experience life, and we can experience the intensity of the portals, both from our human side and our soul spirit side. One key component in the next 10 days, especially under the waves of the yellow seed that we're going to share what it means and how to experience it in this call, is to pay attention, to become very aware of our thoughts and our feelings. Through our thoughts, what we think, and through our feelings, what we feel, we can open up or we can block the process to unfold organically. So, as of today, with the energies, let me go here, of the white world bridger, and Joan is a white world bridger, and she reminded us in last call about surrender, surrender, surrender. It's a time for surrendering. That's the energy of today. And since it is the beginning of this column, the invitation is to surrender into the process with the energies of blossoming. I am, yes, you are. So I just wanted to show in the harmonic module where we are. This wave spell started on the 12th, a couple of days ago, and we decided with Julie to make this call on the third day of this wave spell so that we could infuse it with the energies of the gap days column. As we see here, the gap column ends on May 23rd. We have one more day, and that's it. The blue castle of transformation ends. So here you have the little frame in very light blue when the blue castle started. That's the first day that we had our call, our first session, April 3rd. It's amazing how time flies, right? So here, April 3rd was our first call when the Blue Castle of Transformation started. We went through the first column. We went through the mystic column with the core days, inviting us to be centered in our hearts. We came here. Here is when the blue monkey, the playful blue monkey wave spell ended. May 12th, the new wave spell starts. We continue here. And the Blue Castle of 52 days ends on May 24th. It ends to give birth to a new castle that I'll make a little reference about it at the end so you can continue using this once the webinar is over. So let's go now to the yellow seed. What the yellow seed means here. These are the glyphs, right, from 1 to 20. And we see that yellow seed is here. In the sequence of all the signs, all the glyphs, yellow seed is the fourth one. And I'm going to ask you, you can write in the chat box, what is a seed? When you connect with a seed as a meaning, representation, as an energy, what comes to you in regards to the seed? Hmm. Darkness, potential, growth, hidden growth. Hmm. Anything in life, time to plan new intention. Totally. Absolutely. Condensed essence. Wow, love it. Anything in life comes from a seed. Even when we look into an egg, we see a little chick born. Uh, us as human beings, everything starts with this with the seed. So the seed, as a representation of all that is the beginning, the birth of life, is potential, the greatest potential. We see sometimes seeds that are super, super tiny. And when we plant them, we get this huge tree that get fruits, and those fruits have seeds, and each seed is the birth of a new tree. So the size of a seed, symbolically speaking, in regards to what can come out of it, is really magical if you truly think about it. How from something so, so, so tiny, something so huge can come. Symbolically speaking, our ideas, our dreams, our projects, things that we want to see manifested in our lives, they can also be seen as seeds. Because that idea, that thought, that um, dream that we have, oh my God, I would love to do this, be this, share this in my life, is something in potential. It's something that as we connect with it and we do something about it, of course, it has all the potential to grow beyond our dreams, right? So, seed as a potential of all that is invites us for several things. As John said, time to plant new intention. Seeds can just happen. We ate a fruit, we threw the what was the remain of an apple, and next time we look at it, there's a tree there. Okay, it can happen. But if we consciously and intentionally take a seed and we plant it, the higher the chances that we will get what we want where we want it to happen. So, yellow seed invites us to become conscious of what do we want to manifest in our lives? Which seeds, symbolically speaking, we want to plant in this moment of our lives so that we get what we're looking for. And the process of planting has several layers. I'm going to share a story. As you know, I love sharing stories. I think that metaphors really help to visualize what the energies, the archetypes invite us to do. There is the story about the bamboo tree, the Chinese bamboo tree. That this one, it's a real experiment that was done about planting bamboo tree seeds, and this man was taking care of his seeds and watering the soil and putting organic fertilizers and removing the weeds when they were coming. And every day he was there for his seeds. Nothing was happening. A week, a month, a year, nothing was happening. And he continued. He continued taking care of his seeds, even though he couldn't see the end results of what he was looking for. I can't remember how many years, but the second year, nothing, the third year, nothing. I think it's in the fourth or the fifth year. A super tiny green thing comes out of the soil, out of the earth. And in a super short time, like 2 weeks, it grew 30 meters. It was high like a building. And apparently, this type of bamboo tree, that's the way it grows. Supposedly nothing happens for a long time, and when it happens, shoom, it's huge. This example teaches us tons of things. The first one is to be clear with what we want. This person was very clear with the intention of planting a specific bamboo seed so that he could get the tree that he was looking for. That was very clear. The second teaching is to take care of the process. Planting a seed with clear intentions is not enough. Because if he plants the seed, but he doesn't water it, he doesn't fertilize it, he doesn't clean the weeds, he doesn't take care of it, he doesn't dedicate time, love to the seed for it to sprout and grow. If it doesn't rain, maybe the seed doesn't get enough water. If it's full of weeds, it may kill the seed. So the second teaching is to take care of our seeds, to take care of our dreams, to take care of our projects. And when weeds come, weeds are all those fears that we feel when our heart is aching and we're not feeling well. We lose track of what we want and we feel off balance, and our minds get cluttered with negativity and pessimism. And we know that we're wasting our time because we're not going to get what we want. And the universe says, okay, so if you know that the end result, let's stop it here. You're not going to get what you want. You're calling for it. That's what you're attracting. So all those fears, all those blockages, all those negative thoughts that we have, to call them somehow, they're weeds. They're weeds that block the growth of our seeds. So the invitation is not only to take care of the fertile soil, not only to take care of the project in itself, step by step, with whatever we want to see unfolding, but also to take care of our weeds so that they don't block the process as we're doing what we are, quote unquote, supposed to do, but our mind and our heart is not accompanying the process. The thing is that, going back to the story, we may be very clear with our intentions. We may co-participate in the moment of developing so that it manifests. We may be cleaning the weeds as they come. But if we don't trust the process to unfold, the lack of trust will make us give up at a certain point. So there are two more components that are very, very important for the seeds that we want to see blossoming in our lives to manifest: patience and trust. This man planting the bamboo seeds had to wait quite a few years for the end result of what he was looking for to manifest. And he did it patiently and he did it with love, because he knew, he trusted that he was going to get what he was looking for. So patience and trust both are quite a huge challenge for us human beings because we tend to get very anxious if we don't see the results of our efforts. We plant seeds, we have clear intentions, we're doing everything we can for them to happen, and we don't see the end result, and we start getting all frustrated. And that anxiety makes us maybe put too much water or too much fertilizer or mix the soil too quick, and we may end up killing the seed, the project, the dream to unfold, to manifest. So when we say, referring back to the story, yeah, but the weeks pass by, the months pass by, the years pass by, and nothing happens. That nothing happens is totally opposite. Everything that had to be happening for that tree to grow strong so quickly and so tall and so beautiful needed those years to create a solid base, solid foundation, so that when it sprouted and it grew, it had that foundation to sustain, to support, to keep it aligned, straight. So the seed, being the last wave spell of the blue castle of transformation and containing in it the 10 gap days that we just saw in the harmonic model, is a beautiful, beautiful opportunity for us to open up to magic, to open up to envisioning what we want in our lives and to become clear with what we want. A very simple 3D example, people that, let's say, are single and they look for a partner. That's a clear intention. I want a boyfriend, I want a girlfriend. The thing is, do I want somebody to just have fun with and go out and enjoy life and laugh and have a great time? Do I want a husband to have children and have a family? And the more specific we are with our intentions, the easier it is for the universe to respond. So, being clear with our intentions doesn't mean to be super detailed and it needs to happen in this way and this way. And not at all. We do up to a certain point. And then we need to leave space, create space for the universe to assist us. There is a saying, let go, let God, meaning being co participants in the creative process and leaving that space for life to help us to unfold organically. So, referring to having a partner in our lives, if we're not clear with our intentions and we start going out with somebody that has different intentions than ours, we may feel suffocated and the seed doesn't sprout, the relationship doesn't move forward because we are not speaking in the same language on a heart level. So the clearer we are with what we want, with what we feel, with what we uh, want to enjoy, right? It's not only in this case to be with somebody else, but to enjoy based on my intentions, the easier it becomes to go through the process of unfoldment. I want to ask you before I continue. We're going to see a few more things before inviting the wave spell. If there is anything that comes to you in regards to planting with clear intentions, clearing the weeds, patience, trust, anything that comes to you that you would like to share from your own experience or in general in regards to making our dreams come true, manifesting our dreams. Please typing. Okay. Well, let me go. Oh, here it's better. There it is. Sometimes our faith and trust will be tested, and it is important then to hold the vision of what we planted initially. It can take years. Absolutely. Absolutely. And in that test, if we look into nature, storms, hurricanes, tornadoes, things that kill the seed from one side, and on the other side makes the soil stronger for seeds to grow. There was something, and it's very, very easy to give up. Very easy. Imagine this man in the story of the bamboo tree. If just a day before the seed sprouts, he would have said, "Oh my God, I've been with this for years. It's not working. That's it. I'm throwing this away. I'm letting go of this project." And it was just about to sprout. So yeah, faith and
Yeah.
trust is so so important. You're there,
Can
Julie.
I add? Yeah.
Please do.
Um, just on that score, Mariella, something came to mind as well, is that certainly in Australia and Africa, looking at nature, is that sometimes those seeds lay dormant and they wait for things like they wait for fire to be able to crack the
Wow.
external coating of the seed so that they can then sprout. And that's why, we have natural, what we call felt fires, which are in the dry winter season. And those felt fires loosen or crack open the hard shell that the minute we get the first rain, literally within 2 days, the whole landscape changes. And we can use that analogy, I think, for our lives as well. That's what made me think about the trials and the testing, sort of the trials by fire. Sometimes it can feel as if we are being burned and rocked about. And I think that holding firm to the vision and the intention that we set initially is so important. And I know in my own life, I've actually seen that at play so many times. It's just stay the course, and it literally has taken years.
I
So
love what you're saying, Julie, the example of the seed and the fire, because we're all different. And many times we try to copy paste what others do, and it doesn't work because maybe your seed sprouts with water, my seed sprouts with fire. Maybe if you put fire to that seed, the seed will die because the seed doesn't know what to do with that fire. So that clear intention, and I'm to take what June just said that is very powerful. There's so many things out there that take us off track and we get distracted with, that sometimes it's very difficult to know, uh, what do I really want? Because there's so many things out there. What do I really want? What are my intentions? Um, do you remember, June, your kin, what you are, in the token? Let's see. No, I love what you said, Julie. It's also true. Uh, the blue monkey. Play, play, play. Yes, yes. Let me see. Let me go just for 1 second. Uh, do we have it here? I have forgotten. Hmm. Let me go here. Planetary is number 10. So let's use this for sure. Yeah, yeah. And that has to do with the blue monkey. That's healing the inner child. Uh, Speaking about fire on a different level, sometimes we
yeah,
get burned for things that we went through when we were children. And as we grow up, we carry that pain with us. And the blue monkey reminds us that we are here to play. And in spite of all that pain, there is always room to heal that. Let me see 1 second. Blue monkey, number 10. So I'm doing this as an example, amen, for June, but it's very useful for all of you. So when you need to look into a date, into the harmonic module, you learn how to do that as well. So June, monkey 10, 2 bars, 231. Here you have it, 231. Your galactic birthday is August 7th. So in what, 3 months, a little bit less, August 7th. And you were born, we go back, 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 back. We look for one dot. That's when a wave spell starts. One dot. This is the white wind, which is also a portal. So that's my. What is your birthday? July 29 or August 7? Uh, January. August 7. So you're turning. Oh no, sorry, Julie. Julie is August 7th. Yes. Oh my God, you're going to be a planetary monkey. See, so June and Julie are going to be sharing the same day. June celebrating her galactic birthday, and Julie celebrating her Gregorian birthday. So this is an awesome example, actually. Always celebrating. Yes, yes, yes. Um, going back, love it. Going back to the beginning of the wave spell of blue planetary monkey. So monkey, 2 bars, number 10, kin to 31 that is here. We go back, 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 back. July 29 in this cycle is when the wave spell starts. And planetary is number 10, where we see the 2 bars. So for you, June, putting it all together with the yellow seed that we're speaking today, in order to sprout and blossom to your greatest potential, you need to speak your truth. This is the power of speaking from the true and authentic self. Beautiful. And the whole wave spell falls under the portal of the white wind. So yeah, it's a great, great example about seeing how we are all in this harmonic module. This affects all of us, but we'll all connect with it differently. Let's go back what John reminded us today, that Mercury is retrograde. Yeah, Mercury is retrograde 3, 4 times a year. It means different things for all of us. Some people were born with Mercury retrograde. Depending on which sign Mercury retrograde is in, it will affect people differently. So this is an awesome example with the harmonic module to see how synchronizing, getting in tune with the cycle, following the wave spells day by day, connecting with the underlying theme every 13 days, is great in general for all of us. And it's super powerful when we customize it for oneself, when we make it personal for oneself. So I hope it helps. I don't know if there is anybody else that is in the call. If you would like to share about your kin, your energy, and we can see how it relates to sprouting and blossoming. See? Yellow speck. Oh, wow. Wow. Thank you, Carlene. This is great. Okay, let's go to, here it's better. Here. The beginning of this wave spell that we are connecting with today, today is the third day, the White War Bridger, has 13 tones, 13 numbers. Spectral is number 11. See, you see here, bar, bar, and dot. For all wave spells, it happens in all wave spells. The challenge of number 1, sorry, the purpose of number 1 is the challenge of number 11. Let me explain a little bit, because in this webinar we're not talking about oracles, but just as a reference to what it means being yellow spectral seed in this wave spell. Yellow seed is number 4. Let's go 1 second to the presentation. Here. Yellow seed is number 4. To know the challenge of any sign, it's plus or minus 10. Here we cannot do minus 10 because we have a negative number, so we do plus 10. We go here, it's wizard. So the wizard is the challenge of the seed, and the seed is the challenge of the wizard. In the last call, that I gave, not the last one, the blue monkey, the previous one that we were talking about, technology in the white mirror, that I got disconnected completely and I didn't have internet for hours, which never happens in this area. We were transiting the wavespell of the white mirror, number 18, and I am yellow star, 8. So I mentioned a couple of calls ago that the white mirror is the challenge of the yellow star. So going back to Carlene, what does it mean? Right? This is too many concepts. What does it mean for me? That's what Carlene was asking here. So Carlene was born, let's go let's go here first. If we look into yellow spectral seed, here, yellow spectral seed, we need to look for the seed with 2 bars and a dot. So we go, not this one here, 2 bars and a dot. This is skin 24. So Carlene is skin 24. If we go backwards and we look for 1 dot, we see that Carlene was born in the wavespell of the white wizard. So let's remember here, white wizard is the wavespell, number 11, yellow seed. Now we're going to see it reversed. Yellow seed, in the wavespell of the yellow seed, number 11 is white wizard. Let's put it in a super practical way. Otherwise, it's theory that we don't need. We have too much theory in our life. White wizard is the magician, is the one that creates magic, that lives in awe, that lives in wonder, that lives a magical life. That's, Carlene, your purpose in this lifetime. That's your wavespell of birth. So if you do this for your date of birth, you'll have here the white wizard, the power of magic. The thing is that looking into this relationship that I mentioned before about the challenge, if we're afraid to blossom, if we're afraid to leave our comfort zone, if we're afraid to leave behind what is familiar and step into the unknown with patience and trust, we cannot create magic. So both the magician and the blossom seed help each other. That's why challenge is not something quote unquote bad. On the contrary, it's the lesson that as soon as we overcome, we learn, we sprout. So the more, in your case, Carlene, you allow yourself to be clear with what you want and do something about it. Dare to grow, dare to succeed, dare to be different. You become the magician. And when I mentioned in the first call about briefly, very briefly, what each one of the numbers mean, we saw that spectral tone for the ego may sometimes feel, quote unquote, wishy-washy. Why is that? Because the purpose and the challenge are the same. Let's use this particular wave spell that we're transiting right now as an example, because this affects all of us in these days until May 24. In this wave spell, we're here to become clear with our intentions, with what we want to see blossoming in our lives and do something about it. So that's the big message. Do something about it. I want to have a partner in my life. Put my profile on match.com, go out with friends and meet new people, sign up to workshops where I want to meet with people that resonate with the type of partner that I want. We need to do something. We don't say to the universe, I want a partner, we cross our arms and we wait for it to fall from the sky. So this is what we're inviting to do in this wave spell, to move forward in the direction of our dreams by having clear intentions. Makes a lot of sense. Challenge to leave my comfort zone. Yeah, and that's the wishy-washy part, because for the ego, when I say wishy-washy, ego, because the ego says, in your case, Carlene, that you have here the magician and here the seed. your soul says, I'm here to create magic, to be the magician, to be very self confident and move forward and live in awe and wonder. And then tone 11, that is the tone of dissolving, releasing, says, cool, do that. You need to release your shell. You need to release the skin that is covering the seed so that you can blossom, you can sprout first. You need to crack the egg, it would say to the chick, to become a chicken. That's what tone 11 says. Release, liberate, let go of what is holding you from growing, of what is keeping you. I shared something on my last wave spell online that sometimes staying inside the bulb is more painful than what it takes to blossom. And that's the relationship between the seed and the wizard. The moment that you allow yourself to leave your comfort zone, your purpose in this lifetime, because you have here the white wizard, will be magical. So, allowing myself to grow. For that, as a seed, I need to crack the egg. I need to release the shell that is keeping me safe. And that's kind of the interesting relationship between 1 and 11. Because number one, in this particular way, so that we're transiting in right now, yellow seed says, I understand that in order to grow, I need to leave this, whatever I am in right now. But yeah, sure, I feel safe. I feel secure. This shell, even maybe it's not the healthiest and happiest one, at least I know what it is. But if I don't allow myself to step out of all this, how can I grow? And this is when the white wizard says, release, 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 release. Hope this helps. We've been kind of jumping between seeing the wizard here or seeing the yellow seed here, but it's an example that helps for all of you to check in your wave spell of birth, unless your spectral tone from birth helps a lot. Great, great. Unless you are spectral tone from birth. I know we have a couple of people that are not right now. Awesome. They're not with us live. They are spectral. So even if you're not spectral, it will be interesting for you to see in your wave spell of birth which is your number 11, because that's the energy that feels wishy-washy, when in reality, that's the one from all the 13, that's the one about dissolving, liberating. So even though the ego tries to hold into things that no longer serves, the only way we have to grow, to sprout, to blossom is by dissolving what no longer serves. And it's cool to talk about that today, because today is the White Word Bridger and it's about surrendering. So, surrendering to the process. Thank you very much, Carlene, for sharing. Shall we move, Julie? Thank you. Welcome. Um, I think Word Bridger is your number 11. Okay, let's see here. You are Yellow Warrior, number 7. So your galactic birthday is June 13. Julie's gap, see, it's green. So it's this beautiful portal. We go backwards, backwards, backwards. Julie is in the loving waistband of the white dog, the one that loves. We continue, 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 continue. Number 11 is yellow sun. Yellow sun. Your World Bridger, okay. World Bridger, you don't have it, because World Bridger, your wave spell that is the white dog, if you continue going down, we need to look for number 13. It ends here with the white winds, and World Bridger come afterwards. So number 11, when yellow sun comes in number 11, the sun shines, the sun sees, the sun is clarity, the sun is illumination. And sometimes, especially being a galactic portal, um, sometimes we see so much, we get so much that we get doubt. And that's one of the overwhelmed. That's exactly the word, overwhelming. It feels overwhelming. That fire, you're Leo, and you spoke about the seed that sprouts with fire. So here, number 11 for the for yellow sun is that releasing, dissolving what feels too much of too much to gain clarity again, so that we don't feel overwhelmed. Awesome. Great. My number 11, if we're sharing our number 11s, let's do that. I'm welcome. I am star 3. So I was born in the spell of the White War Bridger. Go down, 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 down. Look for number 11. Number 11 for me is the Yellow Warrior. And we were talking about it last time with Julie, because Julie is Yellow Warrior. So for me, the way I connect with my number 11, yellow star, and number 3, the one that it's electric, zoom, 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 connecting dots all the time, in the way spell of White World Bridger, the one that bridges the world. So it's going back and forth, surrendering, coming back, and it's planning, because I get super over excited with a lot of stuff. And then I'm like, oh, shoot, I forgot it. A day has 24 hours. And on top of it, I was born on the day out of time in the 13 moon calendar. And I have very clear goals of what I want. But sometimes, instead of choosing here that I have different lines, I go all over the place like a monkey. so, uh, my number 11 is yellow human. Is this my challenge? Am I understanding this? Thank you for sharing that, because June, you were the planetary. Let's go here. Here. So let's go back to June. Number 1 is the white wind, going down, 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 down. Number 10 is the monkey, and number 11 is the yellow human. For the eagle, yellow human may feel as a challenge. Your challenge, we go here. Remember that we said there is 10 difference. So if you are the blue monkey, plus 10 doesn't work. There are only 20. So in this case, it's minus 10 is number 1. The challenge of the blue monkey is the red dragon. How does it work here? Red dragon is the mother, the origin, the one that gives birth to. And many times we had a difficult childhood related to our physical mother or not, but it comes from the feeling the lack of support, lack of love, uh, or the opposite, whatever, violence, abuse, things that didn't feel safe. So this energy that represents the mother, again, independently of our physical mother, is the lesson for the blue monkey. Being open to ask for help when needed, allowing others to enter into one's life, especially if we were hurt and it's difficult, going back to trust others to help us, and mainly allowing ourselves, by nurturing ourselves on all levels, to become our own mothers, strengthening my connections to Mother Earth, totally, 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 feeling part of the web of life again. And it's a great question, June, about tone 11, to see, absolutely, to see how it works in your wave spell of birth. What's the relationship between the challenge in the oracle and the number 11 in the wave spell? Let's go here, actually. So here we see that the wave swell is number 1. June is in number 10. We saw that the challenge of the blue monkey is the red dragon. And I'll share with you very briefly afterwards, if you don't know how to do yours, how you can do that and check it online. And in the waves of birth, number 11 is the yellow human. Yellow human, in your case, inside the wave spell of the white twins, if we look here, you have in your waves of birth, here you have the white twins, and here you have the yellow human. The relationship is, in order for me to experience fully what it means to be human, choose my path consciously, become responsible for today, here and now, what is in my hands, independently of what happened in my childhood. Today, I choose something differently. I'm choosing not to repeat what I struggled with when I was little. For that, I need to speak my truth. This is the wind. This is a relationship, right? So white wind requires that authenticity of speaking one's truth. And white wind is also movement. We see here when we're born, when I share the little story, how the signs relate. Here we're born, and here we start breathing, the tongue, divine breath. Wind also represents movements, like the wind that blows and takes us in new directions. So, in this case in particular, the more you speak your truth, the easier it is to heal wounds from the past. So, you can release and dissolve what no longer serves you. And here that you have your yellow human, live the life you're meant to live, choosing consciously, using your free will based on what you want, independently of what happened in the past. I know we kind of step out a little bit from the from the yellow seed, but since also this is the last call, I think it's kind of cool for having it. You're so welcome. For you to have this available, especially since most of the people that wanted to be today, they couldn't be with us live. They will have this available as well. Try to play with it to see how this applies to you. Thank you. Thank you. How this applies to you. Because what we're doing in this webinar is to give you tools for you to get in tune with the cycle, to use the diamond work in alignment with the harmonic module and implement it on a day-to-day basis. That's the whole idea. And the more and more you customize it for you based on your personal stories, dreams, and struggles to heal, the more powerful it becomes. So thank you so much for sharing and for allowing me to share as well. Anything else anybody would like to say, ask, or share before we embody this wave spell? I don't know, Julie, if you would like to add something before we move forward with embodiment. Okay. Perfect. So let's close our eyes, put our feet in the ground, uncross our legs if you have them crossed. Take a deep breath. Now we're not going to step out of our comfort zone. We're going to step in our comfort zone. So find yourself in a comfortable position. Pay attention to your breathing, your back. If it feels tensed, you can put it a little bit straight in a way that it feels comfortable. your neck, your shoulders. So let's move a little bit. Our neck, one side and the other. Very, very, very slowly, very gentle. Breathe in and feel how the air enters through your nose and passes through your throat, and how it clears your neck and your throat to feel lighter. Move a little bit your shoulders in a very gentle way. Let them drop with every breath. Continue breathing and feel your lungs and your belly expanding. And allow yourself to release. If you can open your mouth and just make a sound of relief and release. So just continue breathing and feeling your body expanding and contracting. Move a little bit your hips, like a swing, like a dance in your chair, in your legs a little bit. The kids speaking about the monkey that moves the knees and like in a lala mode, just having fun with your feet and your knees, ankles, just the toes and your fingers. Close them and open them. Maybe they do crack, crack, crack. Just release, release tension. Now we're going to connect with the wave spell of the yellow seed. We'll start moving our right ankle. Just move it to one side, to the other, in circular movements. Yellow seed wave spell started a couple of days ago, inviting us to be clear with what we want to see blossoming in our lives, to those seeds that we want to take care of so that we can enjoy and share with others as well. So let's connect with our seeds for a moment, with our intentions. As you continue moving the right ankle, maybe you feel like laying your hands on your heart, the place that holds dearly our intention on a heart level. And I'll just be quiet for a couple of seconds so that we can all breathe into our intentions residing in our hearts. And as we continue holding our intentions very dearly inside our hearts, we move our right knee in circular movements to one side, to the other. And that was yesterday. Red lunar serpent, the serpent of passion, the serpent that has lots of energy and vitality to accomplish things. And lunar that sometimes polarizes, and it may be felt as a conflict as well. And here, one of the ways of connecting with this energy as we continue moving it in our body is when we feel polarized about not seeing what we want soon enough. Anxiety, we become anxious, and all that vitality and all that energy that we have starts overdoing things. And as we said before, it may be in detriment to our seed. So here the invitation is to rest and to listen to our gut feelings and to connect with that knowingness that all is good and the process continues unfolding the way it should. So now we go to our right hip. And that's today, the white electric whirl bridger. And today, in addition to this beautiful energy, is the beginning of the gap days column. So the next 10 days that we're going to be moving in our body are portals. White World Bridger is the one that bridges the worlds. And tone number 3 is the one that connects the dots. So the invitation here in this wave spell, as we surrender to the process, and we let go of our ego illusions and all those self-limiting beliefs that really become as an obstacle for us to bridge our worlds. We feel too human or too spiritual, but when we're too human, we're not spiritual at all. So it becomes difficult to be both at the same time if we're holding into things that no longer serve. So electric tone inviting us to connect the dots, let things flow, the electric tone, so that by surrendering, the seed continues its process so that it can manifest when the time is right. We're going to move now our right wrist, one side to the other. And this is the blue hand in this wave spell, self-existing hand number 4, the one that gives shape and form to our projects, in this case, to our seeds. So as we saw in the example of the bamboo tree, is that not only planting those seeds were necessary for them to sprout in due time, but also this man had to water it and fertilize it and take care of the weeds. So as we give shape and form to our projects, we're doing something for our seed to continue the process, right? So, blue hand of healing so that we can get healthy seeds. And when the time is right, they sprout strongly and healthy. So, we're going to move now our right elbow to one side, to the other. This is Monday, yellow overtone star. Beauty, creativity. And overtone is the tone of empowerment, gathering the resources that we need to make things happen, including our own power, so that we feel empowered to manifest those intentions. The invitation here on Monday is to use your creativity so that all those beautiful intentions that you have sprout and a beautiful garden grows, and you can share it as well. We're going to move now our right shoulder. Move it to the front, move it to the back. Red rhythmic moon, the goddess energy, the feminine divine essence, independently of gender, allowing ourselves to become sensible, to just be, to be in the flow. An invitation to, as humans that were used to be so much doers, to just be, to just receive, feeling those waters of expansion. And the more we allow ourselves to feel that vulnerability that the seed goes through when sprouting and changing from one level to the other becomes much more comfortable as we experience the shift, as we are in the flow. Let's go now to our throat, the neck, the center, the resonant tone. And let's move our necks to one side and to the other. In this wave spell, we have in this position the white dog, white resonant dog, the power of love, self love, and love for all that is beyond human relationships. It's only part of it. Love for life, Munai. Here, the invitation is to center ourselves in our hearts. If you're still holding your heart with both hands, to feel the pulse of life in your center and the throat, the neck, that is the bridge between mind and heart, what we think and what we feel. This is the invitation to be centered in that place of love. We're going to move now our left shoulder to the front and to the back. Blue galactic monkey, the playful monkey. Galactic is the tone of integrity, integration, integrating the inner and outer experiences. Here, the invitation is to play. Planting our seeds doesn't have to be so serious, as we saw in the last wave spell that we moved the blue monkey wave spell. This falls on Thursday next week, inviting us to take it easy. If you're maybe you connect with the idea of physically planting a seed in a pot in your garden in this way spell, so that you do it playful and you take care of your seed. That would be a great day to do that. To use the outer and inner experiences to see those seeds blossoming symbolically and in nature. We move now our left elbow to one side and to the other. And that's yellow solar human, using our free will. The moment that we have clear intentions and we plant them in fertile soil, we use our free will, we take care of it, we become responsible for it to grow. So that will depend on the choices that we make for our seeds to continue growing and unfolding. We move now the left wrist to one side and to the other. And that's the planetary tone, number 10, the one that manifests the adventure of life, the Skywalker, Red Skywalker, with the invitation of emptying our backpack, cleaning those weeds, taking risks, daring to step out of our comfort zones, exploring new ways of being in the world so that we can truly enjoy life as the great adventure that it is. We're going to move our left hip to one side and to the other. This wave spell, this is the white spectral wizard. Spectral tone that we just spoke about it, about releasing, liberation, dissolving those self-limiting beliefs that impede us from creating magic, from becoming the magician that we are, and being the tone 11 of the yellow seed wave spell. The invitation is to create sacred time and space, to connect with life on a deeper level, not to be that as Tony Levin would say, stuck in the human costume, but to allow space for the soul to unfold. And that's the dissolving, that's the liberation, letting our soul express itself through magic, connecting with the sacred. This will be a wonderful day to do a little ritual with your seeds in a sacred space. We're going to move now our left knee to one side, to the other. Blue crystal eagle, the big eye, the power of vision, the one that sees. And crystal tone is the tone of sharing. Beautiful day to share our experiences with others. All those seeds that start blossoming in our lives. Yellow Eagle invites us to expand that experience, to expand that new perspective, new relationship, new dream that manifested, and share it with others from that expansive experience. And the last one, we're going to move our left ankle to one side and to the other, and that's yellow cosmic warrior, the one that sets goals. And we set goals based on our intentions. What do I want? Where do I want to be? What do I need to get there? Yellow cosmic warrior, cosmic is a tone of transcendence, transcending our fears, walking fearless in our path, so that those beautiful intentions that we planted at the beginning of this wave spell sprout and we achieve our goals and we become the warrior of light. I'm going to invite you to just take a few deep breaths, breathing into your seeds, breathing into your intentions. And whenever you're ready, open your eyes and just let me know that you're back.
Wow, beautiful session, Mariella.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you all. Shall I just mute
Very
it?
powerful.
Thank you. Lovely. Thank you.
Oh, I see we've got somebody else who's actually joined us, although
Oh,
late.
Pat! As
Pat,
a good
hello.
another monkey. We have two monkeys. Hello,
Wonderful.
hello, monquito. Let's go.
Absolutely, Pat. Absolutely.
Totally.
Mariella, thank you for that. I think that was such a valuable session, with a depth of understanding and insight, which was shared with us this evening. So hopefully that's going to take us forward with a great deal more purpose, focus, and insight. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay. So, welcome back, everybody. Before we go into the next process, what I would actually just like to share was an email that came in earlier from Richard, and I thought it would be an opportune time to perhaps answer some questions that he posed in an email earlier on, because there may have been perhaps thoughts or concepts or whatever that others have been thinking about, or if not, then perhaps even the information will prove of value to you. So, what Richard has asked, he says he's got two questions about the diamonds. He says, I am noticing, and this is just really lovely that he's connected with it in this way. He says, I'm noticing overlaps when we look at the diamond in the DNA. Could you perhaps comment on how, when we create the diamond shapes around us, what happens when more than one diamond occupies the same space, two or more people's diamonds overlap? The second question is, how is the energy different at the apexes or the apices of the diamonds as compared to the straight edges? He says it seems that there is a difference in energy to where joining with others might occur at the points. And that's a very, very interesting questions and really profound observations actually by Richard. And what I would say is that when you get an overlapping, first of all, the diamond is a fractal pattern, and the diamond itself, the shape of each of the facets actually causes what is called recursion of light within it. And if you can understand fractals, recursion is a function of fractal patterns where you get, sort of the more you drill in, the more you see that the same pattern repeats itself, repeats itself, repeats itself into infinity. So the diamond and the diamond matrix actually creates the same kind of recursion of light. So the smaller you get when you go into the DNA, we start off with our field around us, which is the level at which we've really been working at the moment. But when you drill down, you get patterns within patterns, diamonds embedded within diamonds, within diamonds, within diamonds, the more you actually drill down. So it's a natural part of the process. The fact that Richard's actually, sort of observed this is really quite fascinating. And the thing is that the more you follow that pattern down to the heart, the more you are amplifying the light that is actually being encompassed within the diamond. So when you get two individuals, or when you get down to the DNA and you find two diamonds, if you like, or diamond patterns overlapping, it represents almost a logarithmic amplification of the energies, number one. And number two is you get almost with two distinct overlapping patterns, depending on how they're actually overlapping, you can actually create a third dynamic and an additional recursion. So it's almost as if you're getting a different combination of information that is then seeded into the universal, the cosmic, and the planetary grids. So we have, the more we focus on this, the more and more information we are able to access, to become conscious of, to become aware of, and to seed into the grids of the collective. So I hope that makes sense in respect to these overlapping patterns and overlapping diamonds. You also get geometries, which I call the light codes, which also hold and vibrate information through the facets. It's just an amazing resonant fractal grid that is part of the universal flow of information. And I think as with our human minds, it's almost impossible to comprehend the magnificence and the magnitude and the enormity of the spectrum of information that is available to us through this diamond fractal. It is through our experience that we become more and more aware of exactly what it is. And I just had to smile when Mariella was talking earlier about the cosmic warrior and the sun and all of the challenge, and this overwhelm is like seeing so much that one can become overwhelmed, because that has really been a huge aspect of the diamond journey. And it's to sort of let go sometimes of the analysis and to surrender into the experience of it, which has made the understanding more of a knowing, as opposed to trying to analyze it all the time, which can lead to mental burnout. Anyway, so that's just a little bit of a story. I hope that makes a little bit of sense for you when you start relating to the diamond and understanding the fractal pattern. And then the energy being different at the points, the apices, the apex of the diamond, as opposed to the sides of the facets, that to me is just, it makes perfect sense, because the axes, these lines or grids of energy, and the apices serve as focal points for the energy. So it's almost like a magnifying glass. through each of those apices. It becomes like a laser, a really, really coherent beam of laser light that moves through the apices. Whereas what happens at the facets, if you think about looking into a diamond and you get these beautiful patterns and swirls of colors and brilliance as you actually turn that diamond around in the light, that is the kind of effect that you would actually get as a consequence of the light moving within and through the edges rather than the apices. So it's this coherent light as opposed to the diffuse expansion and particular, if you like, amplification of particular qualities and aspects that are held within our own diamonds. So the one is actually very, very coherent through each of the points and the apices, and the faces or the side edges are a lot softer and a lot more diffuse. So does that make sense for you guys? I don't know. I mean, those were really Richard's questions, but I hope that's added a little bit of insight for the rest of you too. It becomes really profound. The more you work with it, the deeper the insight and acceptance actually becomes. So thank you for that. Lots of insight. That's wonderful. Thank you, Colleen. Thanks, Pat. Okay, yeah, working with the diamond and how it actually relates to all of this is just so interesting, because it's as if we think about the glyphs, interesting that I've just opened the presentation back on the slides, and these archetypes, it's as if there is coherent light from our soul, our essence, our source, that is actually brought in through the core column and through those grid lines. It's very, very focused, vibrant light. That light actually brings the insight of soul into the archetypal energies, all of these patterns that are actually held ultimately within that grid. So it enables us to shine the light of illumination so that we can actually connect with and understand the flow and the gifts of each of these energies more deeply as we actually follow that recursion of light through our diamond grid into the depths of our being. So it's really quite an interesting relationship. So one thing that I actually wanted to just share with you this evening before I go into a diamond process with you this evening is candles. Now I've called this seeding diamonds, and hopefully once you've actually sort of heard this next little bit, you'll never look at candles in the same way again, because I certainly don't. I actually call candles now little mini diamond factories. They are constantly seeding and creating minute nano diamonds. And it's just the most fascinating thing. Some time ago, one of my readers actually sent a link through, which was an article by a very, very clever Japanese scientist. And what he had done is he'd started exploring what happens at the very heart of a candle flame. So the minute you light the wick, what you have is something static. You have all of the materials there. But the minute you ignite this flame, what happens right at the heart, where you've got this little dark spot, if you like. So if you look into the heart of a candle flame, you'll see that it's like really dark. It almost disappears into nothingness at the heart of the flame, right here close to the wick. But at this point, you actually find millions and millions and millions of tiny, tiny, tiny nano diamonds being produced at the heart of a candle flame. Now, isn't that just the most beautiful thing to imagine when you light a candle? That you're actually igniting the sparks, the igniting and fueling the light of diamond clarity with candles. So you start thinking about those expressions, about a single candle illuminating the darkness, can shine light into the darkest corners, kind of thing. It's just such a beautiful insight to actually have. So you ignite the diamonds. You literally do ignite the light, and you ignite the production of diamond clarity the minute you light a candle. So we make lighting a candle, and it's always been held in ancient traditions and sort of throughout the ages that lighting a candle was part of sacred ceremony, that it was viewed as a sacred act. And in fact, some traditions actually don't advocate you using your breath to blow a candle flame out. They advocate extinguishing with a very gentle extinguisher or bell, and all sorts of superstitions around that. But not to use human breath to extinguish that flame. So there's a lot of tradition around candles, but there you have this beautiful magical concept and understanding that candles actually seed diamonds into our environment. Not only that, but we breathe in nano diamonds because they are produced by these explosions on the sun. They are produced in space and in our atmosphere, and we breathe them in on an ongoing basis. And to me, those nano diamonds that we can breathe in are the seeds. They are the light seeds that we can hold within us that will support the illumination from within. So you might want to try also a beautiful candle exercise where you light a candle, where you sit and you allow your gaze to soften, and you focus all of your attention on that candle flame. You can blink, but you soften your eyes and you focus on the candle flame for a couple of minutes while you focus on your breathing. Everything else disappears from your mind. And then you close your eyes and you hold that candle flame within your inner vision. And when you're doing that, you're holding the light of those diamonds within you too. So there's just a lovely exercise for you to actually try, which will help you to illuminate your inner landscape and help you to connect with the seeds that you are sowing, that will help to illuminate the terrain, help you to see where the weeds actually need to be given attention to, where they need to be taken out. So this is how we link in the diamond clarity, the diamond light, the diamond understanding with this beautiful insight that Mariella has shared with us today. So here we have just a beautiful quote. Don't judge each day by the harvest you reap, but by the seeds that you plant. And I just thought this was really beautiful. Also, just to remember, because so often we change our focus to focus on the harvest. And what the expectations are. So we can hold the vision of what it is that we want, but we need to be constantly aware of what the seeds are that we are planting, because that will also yield ultimately the expected harvest and to take us into a place of trust. Now, before I go into this process, is probably going to be quite short this evening because certainly our internet is going to be going down, I think, very shortly. But here I'm going to gift you with this light code. Now, this is a diamond light code. It is called Reawakening. And to me, this is one of the most beautiful ones. And I know that Mariella also has a story to share because this was the light code when she got her very first little pack of light codes. This was the one that kept on coming up over and over and over. And to me, it's highly energizing. You can actually connect with this light. Yeah, and Marietta says more than one story. The essence and the energy of this particular light code is palpable. And it really is, if you look, it is about seeds that are actually held within, sowing the seeds. Each one of these seeds is actually surrounded by a golden yellow glow. It's seeds of the soul. They are the potentials, the dreams of our soul waiting to be nurtured and birthed within us. And this beautiful pink coral color is really the color that's associated with the depth of unconditional love. So it's seeds that actually, the seeds of our soul that are birthed within us through this code, and they support our reawakening to the dreams that our soul actually embodied and held for us when we came into this embodiment in this incarnation. So we're going to work with this light code to help to reconnect us with the seeds, with the essence of what we came in with, which will help to focus our intentions, and to prepare the fertile soil within through the diamond so that we can ultimately birth what our soul had in mind, what our soul's intentions were for us, so that we can align those. When we align our intentions with the intentions of our soul, we really and truly step into our magnificence. We reawaken in the most amazing and beautiful way. So, if you guys are ready, we're already at, let me just have a look at the time. So, June says, thank you, this is perfect for these times. Yeah, and I looked at these codes and I thought this reawakening code is just absolutely beautiful. So let's clear the way, let's prepare our inner terrain, and let's just embed and release these soul seeds into our being, so that we can nurture them with our intentions. Okay, so if you're all ready, I'd like you to just be comfortable, as wherever you're sitting or if you're lying down. And let's begin by closing eyes softly. Allow your eyelids to just rest one on top of the other as you begin to focus entirely on your breathing, clearing all else from your mind. As you breathe in and out rhythmically, without force, without effort, in a natural flow that is perfect for you. Just watch and follow the flow of your breath in and out. And to create around you your diamond with the focal points extending up above your head to connect with your soul star, your personal gateway into the divine matrix, all the way down along your spine, extending as a column of light, all the way down to the earth star below your feet. Be aware of that focused beam of light down the core column of your diamond. And then from the very center of your being, the tip of your tailbone, you're aware of those fibers of focused diamond energy extending front and back and left and right, holding you in perfect balance. And your breathing expands so that your diamond begins to breathe with you. And as you breathe in, you're aware of yourself drawing in the gifts of light through the universal diamond grid. On these gap days, we have open doorways, greater access to the amazing divine gifts from creative source. And you breathe the light, the essence, the information and the gifts from divine source in through those supporting fibers of your diamond. And then within your diamond, you see that that light begins to distribute, bouncing off the facets, creating hues hues and colors within you. Giving you access to whatever essence and energy is required for you right now. And you follow those streams of light into your inner landscape, allowing the illumination to guide you to places within your being where the soil or the beds for the holding of your seeds of intention require some attention, some housekeeping, some clearing. Allow yourself to be guided now to those places within where there are thoughts or patterns, whether ancestral, from this life or other dimensions, that require weeding out, adjustment, transformation, clearing. Notice what emerges from within you in the light that is created within your inner diamond, within your internal space. What are you willing to let go of? What are you willing to pluck out in order to create space for the highest of soul intentions? What are you willing to surrender and to release? Sometimes all that is required is that the light of our soul is actually shone into those areas, and in the process of surrender and softening, whatever needs to release is simply dissolved, creating fertile ground for your new seed, the seeds of your soul, those that were always intended to germinate and be birthed through. Breathe yet more light in through the axes of your diamond, shedding that light into the darkest recesses of your being. And now, take your focus up to the soul star above your head. And within the soul star you see the diamond light code called reawakening, forming, glowing with vibrant gold, encased in green, the green of change, of growth, of vibrancy, of abundance, the green of harmony, of peace, of balance. For the seeds of your manifestation emerge from this space of perfect harmony, harmonizing you with the divine. And you breathe that light code down into your diamond, turning it, watching it glowing, seeing those beautiful pink seeds encased in gold in the center of the code. Feel the love expand within your heart. For love also is ultimately the fertilizer that's required for the germination of these seeds. And within the light code, just connect with each one of the seeds in the center that's encased with gold. For each one of you, those seeds will hold different packets of information, different pockets of intention, different jewels to share, essence of your life, the gifts of your being, the gifts of your soul. Take your consciousness into each of these seeds and allow your soul to reveal to you its intention for your life. And as you align your personal intentions with the gifted intentions in each of your soul seeds, those seeds are released from the code. Golden, glowing capsules of love to move throughout your body to find the perfect fertile spot within which to embed, within which to germinate, within which to blossom at their rightful time, in order to reawaken you to the magnificence and the beauty and the love that you are. And as these seeds settle, you are given insight into what is required of you in order to support the growth and the opening of each of these gifts. And let this information be part of your focused intention for your life as we move through this wave spell of the yellow seed, the golden seed. Let us be conscious and aware of the seeds that are blossoming within us, the gifts of our soul, of each thought and behavior that is required of us in order to release and to realize these gifts. Hold that light code within you as it pulses gold and green throughout your diamond. And take your attention to it throughout this wave spell. Allow it to support you with insight, with the gift of trust and knowing all that emerges from your connection and harmony with your inner divine self. And with a deep breath in, your heart expands and sends out waves of nurturing, loving energy into every corner of your being, touching each one of those seeds. And you hold that place of love within a space of self-nurturing. As you take a deep breath in And as you breathe out, very gently, move your fingers and toes. And when you are ready, you can open your eyes. Turn. So, are you back? How are you doing? Did you enjoy that? I love this light code. To me, it's always vibrating. It's just got such beautiful energy. Cultivating beautiful soul. Well done. Fantastic. Oh, I'm glad you enjoyed it. What I will do is I will post this light code as well up onto our hosting page, the download page, so that you can print this out. You can keep it with you throughout the rest of this wave spell. You can use it whenever you want in order to help to remind you to reconnect with those soul seeds within you, and just enjoy it. Let it assist and support with the energies of this particular gap day sequence that we are going through, because it is intense and this just feels so appropriate for this time. So, Colleen says, so much info and insight to ingest. Yes, it is. It's a lot, and I think the important thing is to stay in that place and space of awareness and knowingness and trust, absolute trust, as Mariella was saying, sort of trust and faith, and working with the energies of each day to really fuel our journey forward from here. So I just want to say I love this image. So we've come to this is our last gathering, but on the 24th of May, we really then complete this particular very intense 52-day period of transformation. So I just felt that this image was really appropriate. It's something that we can share. You know, those I just love the way that the butterfly has been painted using human hands. It's just absolutely stunning. May you all discover and connect more strongly with the essence of you that is the butterfly. Let the butterfly begin emerging from the cocoon as those seeds begin to germinate within you. So, Mariella, I don't know if there's anything more that you would like to add before we close off. I'm looking at the clock here because I'm going to get cut off in 5 minutes' time. So I just really want to say to you all that it's been an amazing, amazing journey to have shared with you, and to Mariella. Just, it's been so insightful and so special. And we would love if you guys, if you have questions, like Richard sent this email in with questions, if there's anything that you would like to share, to ask further about, to invite you to please connect with Mariella and myself. And let's just stay in touch also. You know, as a community, we've had a really transformative, powerful journey through these 52 days, and we will have by the time it's finished. You know, there's another 10 days to go yet. They have
I
been
want
amazing.
to
Mariella? Yeah.
I want to say a big, big thank you to everybody that joined us, and Julie for this amazing, amazing experience. I truly, truly enjoyed it. And this image to give closure to the blue castle and our webinar together couldn't be more perfect, with this blue butterfly spreading its wings. I love it. I love it. I would like to share two things. One of them, Julie is going to be in a big show on the 19th. I don't know, maybe Julie, you can send the link. I don't know if everybody's in your newsletter, but for people to have the link so they can join you on the webcast. with
Ah,
John
yes, I will.
Burgos.
Thank you, Mariella. Yes, I'm going to
Oh
be
my
on the
God,
John
for
Burgos
sure.
show. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a big one. So it will be great. I already signed up, so to support you
Oh,
live.
thank you. Yes.
That'll be awesome. And one seed that I want to share in 2 words that was actually not in my intention to do that. Some seeds are pushed by the universe. Um, as we've been going through this webinar together, I'm about to send the draft or the manuscript of my book to the printer, and it wrote through me. It was not my intention to do that. My intention is to play with it. So I'll let you know as well when it's out there. And I'm mentioning it for the message that for what Carlene wrote. It is a lot of info and a lot of insight. And as life, right? That we get, oh, that amazing information. So from my side, in regards to the Tolkien in particular, my final invitation, as we shared during the 4 sessions that we went through the Blue Castle, lay. As much as possible, leave your head out of the experience without trying to understand anything, and things become very, very, very clear as we play with it and practice. So thank you again very, very much. And as Julie said, we'll be very, very happy to hear from you and share the answers. We can send a shared email if it's something that everybody can benefit from it. So big hug and
Thank
much, much,
you.
much love. Much love.
Big hug to you all. It's been a wonderful, wonderful experience. And Mariella, I can't wait to see your book when it is published. And I'm sure that those teachings are going to, and that information and the valuable work that you do is going to reach far and wide. So, yeah, let us know as soon as it is published and out there so that we can begin to share with others, because we've had so much insight through these webinars, such value that's actually added to our understanding and to our processes and to our journey. So, yeah, love you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Kisses to all. Thank you.
Yes, and to everybody, good night, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. Um, love you. Thank you so much for being a part of this journey with us.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Have a good night.
Thank you.
Love and
Thank you.
appreciate you too.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mariella.
Thank you, Julie.